tree torn from the banks and the tilting shell of a cabin. Eli regained his footing and drove on, bursting through vines and branches, heedless of the pain of a dozen fresh wounds. His clothes were tattered shreds. The shoes he had worn when he had run off 2 weeks earlier had been lost days back in the clinging mud of some nameless bayou. Other than water to drink, which was about in plenty, he'd found a dead armadillo 2 days ago and had eaten it raw. That and a crayfish he'd managed to claw up out of a mud bank had been his only food in days. It was still too early for berries. The horrible baying of the hounds was nearer now. Eli glanced over his shoulder and stumbled. He cracked his knee on a bowl in the darkness and tumbled into a muddy depression. Moaning, Eli hefted himself up, tottered, and set off once again for the river. But all he could manage now was something less than a run and a bit more than a limp. Pain exploded with each step, and although the river was close, he knew he'd never be able to outpace the hounds. Eli cast about, wide eyes big and white in the jagged flashes that rent the black sky. For a moment Eli thought he had a glimpse of heaven beyond the rip. Then the hole closed, and he knew it was only Buki up to his old tricks again. He wrapped arms and knees about the rain-slicked trunk of a tree and shinnied up to a place where his fingers found a branch, and immediately he pulled himself up and clambered higher. Perhaps the dogs would pass on by, confused by the rain. Eli clung to the tree and prayed, and his heart drummed as the baying grew louder. "Oh, why did I try at all?" he lamented. All he had wanted to do was catch a glimpse of the slaves working on the levee. Why had Buki and Zombie conspired to put those evil thoughts into his head? He had no doubt those spirits were somehow responsible. Eli had never seriously thought of running away before those two spirits had placed the temptation before him, like Satan offering the apple to Grandmother Eve. Somehow it had happened. It had all come together as if ordained. Eli still had in his pocket the crumpled pass, soaked and now illegible, that had started this whole nightmare. Not that Eli could have read what the words had said, even when they had been freshly penned by Master Canfield. Oh, Lord, why was I so wicked to even have thought of running away? It was those spirits, for certain. He moaned, and tears mingled with the rain that flowed off his face. A gust of wind tried to shake him from the tree. He clutched tighter as if a helpless babe. Anything would be better than this. The dogs were near now. Their baying changed suddenly, and Eli knew they had found him. In a moment a dog appeared below, and then another, and a third, leaping and howling, standing up against the tree, tails flapping, noses devouring his scent. It sounded like the very gates of hell had opened up beneath him. He squeezed his eyes, clutched the branch, as if he expected God himself at any moment to come and shake old wicked Eli from the tree. The dogs leaped about in crazy delight. Then he heard the men's voices, caught a glimpse of their lights dancing among the trees not far away. "They got him treed," a voice said. "'Bout time," another replied, short and impatient. Thunder exploded. Through the sheets of rain the men appeared, lanterns in their hands, rifles wrapped in oilcloth hitched under their arms, the brims of their hats driven down in front of their eyes by the rain. "Oh, Randall, looky here!" A man in a dark oilskin raincoat gave a laugh and held the lantern up high. "You were right. Got us a treed nigger for sure, and he do look a miserable animal." The others gathered about the tree, dragged the dogs back, lifted their own lanterns. One of the men shouted, "Here now, boy, you come on down out of that—" A crash of thunder drowned out his words. "He ain't a-going to come down, Randall. Want I should shoot him down?" The fellow began removing his rifle from its oilskin. Randall put out a hand. "Do that and I'll cut your balls. I don't bring back dead."